And we begin again with a fresh session of Rescue at Raxis. And the party are raring to go, highly energetic, practically bouncing off their seats.
Yay.
Shut the fuck up, you. Anyway, I'm not done. Last time, the party engaged in a great mighty combat against the Golphias tree, source of the blights in this region of Raxis. They fought down 2 shamans. Cornelius maybe bit off slightly more than he could chew at one point. But the party do emerge scathed, for the most part, but alive. They took a they took great effort in utterly destroying the tree completely, because they didn't get the satisfaction of killing the second shaman, and they got really pissy at that.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But now they stand. The tree is ruined, burning, the roots themselves getting crisped up and cremated. The land is not instantly recovered. There's still signs of blights far in the distance. Well, correction. There's indications of them in the distance. You guys are actually surrounded by a massive thicket of horrible, jagged, sharp brambles and branches. And the place you stand in smells worse than an abattoir that's been under the sun for days. But you are victorious. And as you stand there, momentarily thinking about your victory, the displacer beast is eating the face off a shaman and spitting it out into the water.
Excellent.
It's fine.
He can do what pleases him.
It pleases me, so go right ahead.
But what are you guys doing?
Let's make sure the displaced beast doesn't eat any items from him.
Yeah, let's start searching objects.
Time to loot the bodies. Luckily, there's only a few to do so, because the blights don't have shit on them. The Alchemian dudes, who are just trying to bite you or fill you full of javelins, well, they've got very crummy weapons. They've got really horrible, ragged stuff clinging to them. Different hides that have been so desiccated and ruined and rotted that it's part of their body now. Basically, you don't want to pull it because it'll just come apart. And it doesn't look like it's worth anything either. Possession-wise, nothing except a few sharpened teeth sitting in a pouch. A couple of skinning knives that look like they were once a bone from something. But then we come to the shamans. Ah, the shamans. So, the guy who stabbed his own throat to deny you success. Let me just load up my treasure file because I forgot to do it earlier.
And whose face is currently getting eaten, and whose body was used as a club or projectile to hit blights with.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And then once it's hollowed out, I might take a shit in it,
his face isn't getting eaten. It was bitten off and spat out, and the displacer beast showed no more interest in following up on that. But yes, to what do they possess? Well, spell focus, component bag, fairly standard stuff, although very nasty looking in his grip. He does have a necklace of polished bones, look to be knuckles and toe joints mainly. Might be worth a couple of silver if you can find someone who's a little bit twisted.
We know a guy, but yeah.
We know a guy. Of course.
13 palm-sized hard grey seeds.
Can
Probably
I
have to
take that?
Probably should throw
Yeah,
it
we're
into
gonna-
the fire.
Well, that or should we bring it back for Adagun to look at?
Yeah, that was my thought. He can dispose of them properly.
Mm-hmm.
And a lump in shape that's completely coated in a thick wax. It spills out of the palm, but it's not much bigger than that.
Why do I have the sneaking suspicion we should isolate that and not let the wax come off? Well, we know that what's inside that rather dangerous.
Gotta do like, I don't know, some sort of arcana or something on the waxing thing.
As you're looking over, it doesn't see, like, it's a large lump of wax. And you've got a feeling there's something inside it, because why would you have this amount of wax? But there's no sigils or protection or anything on it. You're just guessing this was used to preserve whatever's inside. Or seal it up.
It might not actually be dangerous. It could also
Zarzul.
be dangerous for him.
It could be delicious.
Not us.
Remember your success with bees before.
It could be used to grease a pan.
Nah. Cannibals don't need to grease a pan. There's a hell of a lot of fat in the human body. Unless you're cooking elves. Then you need to add some. Halflings, you need to drain it repeatedly. Otherwise you'll be swimming. He does also have 2 gold teeth. That look as if they've been hammered in there.
Oh god.
Yeah, as you pull...
Well,
If anyone's going to pull it out, go ahead.
no.
No.
No one want to wrench out the golden teeth?
No.
Said from the ones who are always rifling through bodies.
Yeah, rain
There's
draws
a
line
there's a
there.
limit.
You don't want its golden teeth?
You're welcome to them if you want them.
No, I think we were rich enough.
Yeah.
I mean, had someone said, "Yeah, get those teeth," I'd be like, "All right." I'd grab his head and smash it against the rock.
The incredibly delicate look.
But,
Is this the one that we exploded his head?
No, that's
it
the other
doesn't
one.
Have a head. This is
Okay.
the orc shaman.
He's actually human, but he's very grey-skinned.
Oh.
Yeah. The other one was Elven of Persuasion, but he has no head, so it's easy to tell them apart.
That one, it doesn't matter if you pick up the gold teeth because they're scattered about anyway. It's
Yeah,
not
try
a-
and find those.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, if you went to look for them immediately, they'd still be faintly glowing from the guiding bolt, but not anymore. And, speaking of, the headless shaman. The one who pretty much bested you, Cornelius. Well, you'll never admit it. I will, plenty of times.
I don't know. I don't think he was bested. One of them is dead.
Yeah.
One of them was nearly dead twice.
That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happened during the fight. It's who's standing afterwards.
Mhm.
The victor
The other one
bites
was
the
bested
tail.
by the other wizard.
Well, on him, you've got a few more of those, a few more clay urns that have that strange grey, thick, gungy fluid in it. 2 of those.
Probably want to give those to Adagun as well.
Probably.
Another handful of large seeds, about 17 of them.
Yeah, these are going to Adagun.
And all that's left is his staff.
Which is probably magic.
Well, I mean, it's on his body.
quite likely. Droop, we've got your magic staff.
Oh no.
We're checking it out first.
As I said, you haven't got anything yet. It's still in his grasp. His fingers are still wrapped around it.
Don't like it when you specify that we haven't picked it up yet.
I feel I have to specify in some cases. But sometimes it's very innocuous. You'll never know.
Never
And
know
it's
until
only in
you.
your hand.
It's just- I put it down. It's in your hand.
I guess
Can
I
we
can.
identify it while it's still in his grasp?
I mean, that'll be 10 minutes or a spell slot of sitting down in the squishy, blood-soaked mud.
Yeah, it's a ritual. Yeah, I'm not gonna do fucking freaking shit.
I just
Um,
use Eldritch
Can
Sight.
you- I was gonna
It's
say,
magic.
can you make a floating disc?
It is
Is it on that?
magic.
There you go. It's magic.
Yes.
And you could also see if the teeth are also magic, but I doubt it.
They are not, no, the teeth are not magical.
His
They are-
golden teeth are not magical.
Yeah.
They're gold, but not magic.
I mean, they gave him a winning smile, but that's different.
Well, that depends on where they're located and how full on he went with the gold.
Well, at this point, it's basically only a smile because it's basically only a skull. Since I'm guessing the displaced beast is.
Well,
going
yeah,
to
his
town.
face is.
I don't know. Skeletons are pretty charming.
Yeah. Just saying, it's
Every person who has had a child has fallen in love with a skeleton at some point. They're just covered in meat at the time.
Everyone has a skeleton within.
Just waiting
All
to
of
come
them
out.
want to get free.
But yes, if you want the details, one canine, one incisor, both on the top row, side by side.
Huh.
Alright, well, I guess, Cornelia, since everyone is probably going to be too intimidated, I'm going to take the staff.
As you grab the staff and give it a pull, the one thing that gets you is it looks wood, but it's a dark, blackened wood, and it feels spongy in your grip. And as you pull it, his hand stays closed, and you see the body try to get dragged slightly, as the grip does not lessen at all.
Damn, that's a hell of a rigor mortis. Hey, Malgern? A little help here.
I'll go help them pull it out.
How?
Can I point out, guys? He shouldn't be having rigor mortis just yet.
I mean,
I'm just gonna point that out.
We did spend a good time burning down and chopping down a tree. When does rigor mortis set in?
I don't think it's that soon. Hold on, let me...
Set. I don't know. You're kind of a cleric, you know.
Oh, do you want to talk to your new familiar, Alexa?
A body a few hours after death, usually lasting from 1 to 4 days.
You could have asked Alexa, yeah.
Yeah, 3 to 4 hours. I don't think it's been
It's
3 to
not been 3 to 4 hours now. Also, as you pull on it, you know, the staff moves a tiny bit, but then you feel a lot of restraint, not just from the grip, but from his own body not moving with you.
Huh.
Does it look like something's attached his body to the ground? Like roots coming up into him or something like that?
I'll give you a nature check for it. It's actually perception.
We won't learn anything here, but we'll give it a go.
I just want to see if he rolls low. Nice. Keep
There it is.
That's actually a really high roll for you in nature.
Yeah, the 4's more like it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's still sunlight, so yeah, it's a 4. Get back in your hole. Anyway, what you do notice, though, using your perception, which is actually really good, yeah, you can see along, just on the sides of his back, what little you can see, there are tangled up roots that have emerged up into him.
Oh.
Alright,
Oh.
well. Oh yeah, that's right. We were supposed to go to toss the bodies into the pyre, weren't we?
We were going to do that, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
Well,
get
now
started.
we're just gonna have to burn them independently.
Okay, but sword, anyone, arm? Chop chop.
As Malgern just chops off your left hand. You should have been more clear.
Oh, you didn't specify.
Evil Dead time.
I assume I can just.
Yeah, you want to lop it off? Give me an attack roll.
Oh, okay.
Advantage, because he's prone. And dead.
Are you? You know, I somehow think he's somewhat serious, though.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
He
Is
wants
he's
to know
being
if-
absolutely.
He wants to know if you hit me as I hold the staff.
No. I don't do
Yeah,
friendly
he wants
fire
me to
anymore.
roll a 1 so that I can take your arm off.
Show me your damage. Yeah, as you swing your sword down hard, the skin gives way, you feel the bone snap, and then it starts to slide out, and you just see this thick, solid wooden branch going down the center of the arm.
Does it look like it's coming from the staff or from the ground?
Currently, both ends are covered. You just see a connector in the middle.
Okay.
Can I
while
do
this is
an
going
arc-
on, I'm going to go and check the other body to see if it's doing the same.
Can I do like an arcana or something to figure out if I've heard about something like this happening before?
You have experience with the undead. You don't have any experience with blights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we needed to be druids to figure this out.
Or a ranger, who's particularly nature inclined, but as we can see, you don't have one. He's an undead inclined. Yeah,
Funny how
Siegfried,
that
as you bring out the blade and start to poke and see if you could roll him over, there's no sign of roots or anything on the other one.
Oh, at least that's something.
I'm worried about that.
Have we
stuff
checked
then.
this body yet?
Yeah, you've looted him.
Okay, in that case, I haul him over to the burning tree and chuck the body.
Well, wasn't he kind of stuck to the ground?
No, he's talking about the one that had the golden teeth.
Okay.
There's nothing going on with him.
Okay.
Also,
I'll leave
Cornelius,
all the rest of you
Malgern,
guys to deal with the other body.
Zarlina, as you're all around the headless corpse, you see the wood grain start to move as it retreats back into the bigger part of the arm through the shoulder. And Zarzul, you catch it. You see the roots leave the body as they just drag themselves down into the dirt and away.
Oh crap!
And after a few moments, the shaman's body basically deflates. It's very sunken. Doesn't look like there's even an intact skull anymore. Well, correction, there is no intact skull. There's no intact rib cage. The hand stays there for a few moments before falling off at last. You've got a new staff, Cornelius.
I think you need to identify that before we do absolutely anything with it.
Yeah.
Have you got a spell slot?
Well, he can ritual cast it. It's just,
Yeah.
do we really want to sit
I've
in
got-
or knock?
4 spell slots, so I could do one.
Again, do we really want to do this here in the Gorn?
Well, it's one action if she uses a spell slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and we want to know if we want to carry this with us.
Yeah.
Or throw it in the fire,
Yeah.
basically.
There we go.
Alrighty. You found out a few things for it. It counts as a +1 quarterstaff, but it's also a spell focus. It nominally has 6 charges. Currently it has 0. And it regains 1d6 each day. Okay, are you ready to write down the effects?
Here, let me.
Okay.
But I'll let Cornelius do it. I have the loud keyboard. I forgot. I don't
That's
want
true.
to make everybody deaf.
Okay. I'll just put on the treasury. Hang
Yeah.
on.
+1 quarterstaff, also spell focus.
Hang on. Let me just.
It's made
6 charges a day.
made of a spongy black length of wood.
Hang on. +1.
The +1 is only to attack rolls with it, not for casting spells through it. Some DMs like to do handouts for stuff. I like to make them write it so that they'll fucking remember. Because there's a lot of stuff they've got in the treasury that has gone completely unused.
Mm-hmm.
With no one but themselves to blame. Mind you, in the other campaign, we're running around with a cloak of protection, no one's wearing it. I think I'll steal it.
Right. I'm ready to write down the spell.
Yep. For 1 charge, you can cast Entangle, first level spell, which has a DC of 12.
For DC of what?
12.
12.
But hey, you can cast it up to 6 times.
Mhm.
For 2 charges, you can use Misty Step.
Pretty good one.
For 3 charges, you can cast Blight Skin. And we'll get to the effects of that another time.
What's the charges for that?
3.
3.
Also, when you do damage physically with it, with a weapon attack, you can burn a charge to get back that damage you deal as temp HP. So, for example, if Malgurn clocks someone with it, with two-handed, he could do, was it 1d10 plus 6 and get that back as temp HP.
Okay, so repeat it for me again. I'm not very good at taking dictation, as you might notice.
Okay. If you hit someone with it as a weapon attack, you can burn one charge to get that damage as temp HP.
Okay.
This is decided after you've done the damage.
Okay.
So there you go. You've got yourself a lovely staff.
And you didn't sense any other corrupting things about the staff?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Identify doesn't tell you everything.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just stating that as a fact. There are some items you've identified that have other things to them. It doesn't tell you everything.
Yeah, like
That's all I got.
Like the pouches, for instance.
Yeah. You learn the spells.
This is all we know about it. So if you start turning into a tree, let us know.
You know, bark if something bad is happening.
That's bad, and you should feel bad.
Don't put yourself out on a limb.
Can we leave this
You,
alone?
you just need to, yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah, don't be too proud. Just grin and bow.
Stop palming off these bad puns.
Okay.
I feel like you're barking up the wrong tree.
All right. So who voted for D&D tonight? I'm gonna murder you.
I mean, if you want, the only thing left to loot is ashes of the Gulfias tree. That's about it. But that's only if you want handfuls of ash and crispied up sacrificial hearts.
I don't think we want that.
No, thank you.
Oh, also, considering this, I forgot about it. You did cast Devil Eyes, didn't you, Castalia? How long does that last?
Yeah.
It's just detect magic, isn't it? So it's a minute.
Yeah, it's just detect magic.
Yeah. The waxy lump inside that is something magical. It seems to take up most of the mass.
Ah. There's something magical in the fat.
Maybe we should open it up here
Magical
instead of
fat, huh?
in
No,
Raxis, in
it's
case
magic
something
in the fat.
Well, I mean, that's what the grease
Yep.
spell is, Malgurn.
Oh god. Oh,
Yeah.
oh god.
It's magical fat. One of the components is bacon rind.
Yeah, that's true.
I vote that we remove the wax here, because if we remove the wax in Raxis and find out something horrible's in it, we are likely to get in trouble.
A whole new Gulfias tree explodes into the foam kiss lips.
Well, I would just say that maybe get out of this particular area, take a rest, and then open it up. Just in case
Agreed.
something super bad
We
happens.
do like our
That
rests.
can work.
I mean, as you look at Cornelius, and especially Droop, yeah, those two would like a rest.
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
Droop has
Well,
nearly
I'm
died
about
multiple
that, too.
times in this one battle.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, forgot that.
So let's leave this silly place and take a rest.
As you
And,
push...
I don't know when to throw the remains of the wizard still into the smoldering ashes.
I mean, he's very
Let's
light.
do
Anyone
that.
can pick him up now.
Yeah, let's throw everybody into the smoldering.
Yeah, I'm on board with that plan.
The Displacer Beast takes a look at you, Zarzul, as it sits in place.
Okay. I tell him thanks for the help in eradicating this problem.
It gives you that sort of disinterested feline sneer as it starts to turn away from you. Gives one glance back and then runs off.
Yep, it sounds about right.
Mainly because it's a cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, you put the rest of the bodies to the fire, even throwing on a few of the blights as well. Then you push your way back through the main path you walked through of the horribly claustrophobic mangle of branches and trunks that are just dead firewood, before emerging into the slightly wider expanse of the main dead forest in the wasteland, and seeing immediately there are some effects to what you guys have done. The land is still utterly dead looking, but you're seeing blights, needles, twigs, vines, wandering. Some of them are limping around, some of them are barely able to keep their arms up, and they're just sort of walking around confused and lost. Like how you've seen Malgurn a few times.
Oh, I guess that. No, I guess this is gonna solve itself.
I mean, you could also solve it if you want. These are very simple. It wouldn't require any kind of rolls to fight your way through these. If you want to blaze a trail to somewhere a bit more peaceful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could take out the ones we can see nearby.
Yeah, for
A
fun
couple
too.
of sappy saps.
Yeah, mainly it comes down to Zarzul and Cornelius. Actually, same with Castalia. They've got the longer reaches. Malgurn just getting annoyed because his tosser only has 60 feet, and they're getting zapped way before then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't fair.
But you get to run around at high speed along with Siegfried if he wanted to, although I imagine he's just going to stick with the body of a group, not putting his neck out at all. Maybe a crossbow here and there.
Yeah, but then I'd have to pay for the bolts. So,
Yeah, you can just walk along, it's fine. Just keep telling them, aim at that one, point there. But you slaughter your way through quite a number of blights. It's very easy. They seem to have no real resistance anymore. A few blows and they just fall apart. Or simply land on the ground desiccated. Which is nice. This is good.
So yeah, I'm just imagining them all in sweatshirts and sweatpants, just looking about, holding a coffee, just waiting for death.
That was
Do you want to tell us about how you spent your day, Pio? I feel there's a bit of projecting going on.
Well, sweatpants are I give up on life pants.
Oh, I thought
You
that was a
don't want to
tracksuit.
do anything.
That's the problem. That's 90% of my pants.
That explains a lot, actually.
I'm still in the part of the life where I can still wake up and put on a pair of jeans.
As a British man, I am always in trousers of some sort. Yes, as you guys continue
You
along...
wear trousers in your own home? You sad
Yeah.
man.
No. A cultured man. An actual man. Not some Neanderthal. You probably have a beanbag chair somewhere, choosing to live your life that way. Disgusting.
No, I wish I did, though.
But yes, you continue to retrace your steps just because, hey, that was kind of clear. And that's when you start to hear it again, faint in the distance. You're just a worthless little shit stain on the arsehole of goblin kind.
Oh, it's everything I hoped it would be.
Okay. Come on, group. Let's get this dispelled.
Okay.
We don't need the Slayer to be around.
It's not lying.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that was so good.
Now, dispel the Slayer.
Do you say that to Rain?
No, I say that to Droop.
I can't. I don't have dispel magic, and it only goes away when it's dispelled. I can't turn it off.
Wait, what?
Yeah. This exists until it is dispelled. It is not a concentration
Yep.
spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So Cornelius' Martian Bear said, "Get rid of it, Drew. I can't. Too right, he fucking can't. He's an incompetent little piece of shit. Can't even cast a simple dispel magic."
I thought you meant as in he just tell him to not be there anymore.
Nope.
That kind
No, we can't do that.
Did we take a short rest?
Nope.
Yep. Well,
well, we
Because
can't.
if you want to take a short rest, it would have been in the Blight Zone. Trying to get comfy on a lake of gore. Nice.
well, here it'd be trying to get comfy while this thing shouts at Droop.
Yep.
Can we wrap it up with enough stuff that we can't hear it anymore?
It's an interesting
What
idea.
stuff?
All it looks like is just a small, very faint orb of light, but just hovers in midair. It was meant to be a fire. It itself has no solidness to it. You could put your hand right through.
Can you put what happens if you put a blanket on it?
The blanket falls through it.
It does what?
Droop is getting slightly more uncomfortable as it continues to yell at him and insult him.
Yeah.
I give him a hug.
He sobs very loudly and just throws himself into the hug.
Aw.
It's okay, Drew. It's telling horrible lies.
Goblin parents don't even care about their kids, but with you it was an exceptional case.
Ow, it's a fucking asshole. And Rain does say that.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have cast it.
No, you're fine. It worked, didn't it?
You had the best
Did it?
intentions.
This isn't working.
You had the best intentions.
Well, I'd say it worked pretty well because it actually distracted the guys and we got to sneak by.
You can see in his eyes, he thinks you're agreeing with the spell.
The
Come on,
spell
Alice.
is lying. Don't worry.
Let's leave this. Let's just leave the liar alone and then get a rest. And I think Castalia might be able to help us out here.
Indeed.
Alright, you move about 170 feet away because it can be heard for quite a distance. Settle down amid just more corpse of nature. But even as you're just sitting down, taking the load off, you even feel relaxed as you just pick off a few more of the wandering blights. And you can roll hit dice if you guys want. Get back whatever you want in the short rest.
Let me see. I'm
Thank
at
fuck.
Ooh.
Bet you're wishing you were leveling up, huh?
time to
I've
roll them.
almost always rolled max.
Good.
See, that's 27.
Yeah, might as well do for Droop as well.
Nice.
That was almost a
37.
full heal.
I am back up to full. How much was that? That was 4 hit dice. Okay.
Yeah, remember you only get half back. You know, half of your max back on a long rest. Although I'm kind of gonna let you guys get back to Raxis. No worries. You know, if certain things don't happen, that is. How's your pouches,
Certain things
Cornelius?
will happen. Got it.
How my pouches are?
Yeah, how are your pouches right now?
I don't know how I'm a pouches.
Yeah,
You tell me as the DM.
you get back what you get back on a short rest, guys. You feel a little bit refreshed. You manage to scrape off what's clinging to the bottom of your shoes. Malgern, Droop does prestidigitate you quite a few times, and Siegfried too.
I'm thankful.
Castalia, it feels nice right now. You don't feel that same murk sort of clinging to you anymore. And as you're sitting there resting, the rest of them, now and again when they glance over at the tiefling, because she, in all this midst of dry greys and horrible dull browns, bright red and various blues and greens does catch the eye quite a bit. especially when they see that it's hard to pick out her horns anymore. They seem to just be completely covered by a bouquet of wildflowers.
I think it's pretty.
And there's even a few spreading creepers that again have little budding white flowers on them across arm and leg.
Very floral.
Mm-hmm.
More so, you're
Spot on.
noticing that the water isn't on every part of her anymore. It seems to be strangely clinging to some parts and then hanging from others. Like, you can see where it's attached in the upper arm, and then at the wrist, but the rest of it that should be covering the arm is hanging in a sort of crescent between those two connected parts. And now you can actually see, what you haven't seen for a while, is dry tiefling skin.
At this point, I'm wondering more if you need a gardener rather than a hairdresser.
Are you offering to trim her bush?
Gross.
Yes. So, the short rest is over.
Yeah.
Well, then,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go and counterspell and dispel the insulting mouth.
You walk up to it and continues to just continually berate Droop. Even though he's nowhere near it, it seems to know everything about him in its own ways. And then, as you just quietly chant the spell, flick your fingers, it just poofs out of existence.
There we go.
And silence reigns supreme in the forest. Which is even more unsettling. There's just no sign of life at all. And you lot know you've got a few days of that before you even get into the glimpses of wildness again. And so begins the heavy trudging. Victory, yes. A great job well done. People saved. But you're walking through the corpse of a forest. There is no sign of further animals. There is no sign of life returning immediately. Adagun did talk about how elaborate his job was going to be, and he's probably going to be at that for a few decades, if not more.
We should probably let's try when we head back. Let's try and get back to the look back to the place where the battlefield was, where people were tied down with roots.
Ah, yes, the tableau.
Just to see if that's gone. There's just a bunch of bodies lying there or not. It still takes a bit of a while for that to happen.
If there's nothing to chatter on, we could just jump to there pretty easily. With the Gulfias tree gone, the blights are no threat whatsoever in this area. Although one thing does occur as you pass by the battlefield with the orcs. At least Zarzul, you'd pick up on this. There are a few more Orok tracks than you remember. Fresher ones.
Oh yeah.
They came from the north, sort of surveyed the area, and then went back up north. But on a slightly different path.
Scouting, seeing what happened, raiding party or whatever. I relay this to the rest of the party.
It might be worth notifying back in the city.
Although nothing else has been touched in that area. It's actually a little...
Bodies.
That's the thing, it's a little weird with how the bodies look, because there's been no vermin or anything gnawing on them. They're just there.
Well, yeah, the forest basically have removed all life. There's probably not been any vermin daring to come in yet.
Yep, no worms, no spores, nothing chewing at them.
Well, Adagun did mention that it would need to be like a complete purge. And regrowth of everything.
I assume you guys are going to give the anti-magic shell a bit of a distance.
I am. I am.
You want to roll that D100 again a few times?
No, thank you.
The night passes by. It's just... It kind of feels worse in a way. There's no looming danger. There's just nothing there. It's as if the only people alive in this world are the party currently. There is no evidence of another living creature. Any glimpses out the windows of Cornelius's tiny hut. Darkness. Dead trunks. That's about it. It only seems to return a little bit more to life as you get to the lake. Or the like fucking stream. As you finally start to see green again. Start to see plant life. Start to see moss, lichen, fish even in the waters. It's a hell of a... It's just a fucking relief. Then a bit more travel and there is the tableau. They're still there. There's a few more holes in a few of them. Cheeks punctured. Skin drawn taut and leathery and finally splitting. A frozen battle scene of orcs and men.
But they're still grabbed by the roots.
Yeah.
At all.
None of the plant growth has ceased.
What color were these knights? Was it a mix of them?
Trying to
What
remember
banners
now.
can you use? What
I think
banners
these
can
were
you use?
mercenaries, come to think of it.
Okay.
These weren't flying any color. Oh yeah, that's right, because I think I had Malgern check it, yeah. It was one of the mercenary bands that he spotted. He failed the interview, though. Didn't like his answer of where can you see yourself in 3 years, and he said dead, but, well, very drunk.
I mean, I was honest.
Yeah. And with the orcs, you can see some of the same symbols you saw in the ones that attacked you guys. Although, they're just orcs. You don't see the strange, overbuilt beasts. You don't see the ogres or the minotaurs.
The other one we might have encountered might have been sent out to actually deal with the blight. Figure it out. This was just like a scouting party or something, maybe. Skirmish force. But yeah, don't any one of us want to go in and check and see if the wines will do anything. That's a deafening no.
I know. Do you have the rest of the party right now? Did Cornelius just travel by himself? Where's the rest of you fuckers?
Oh, we're here.
Fishing.
We'll roll my survival then.
Okay. I'm good at survival, I'm sure of this.
Yeah. It is daylight, though.
Hey, you are good at survival.
Yeah, he's a ranger. They get proficiency in it. I mean, you wouldn't say one of these fish you catch is a full meal, but you catch a good few. You know, it's enough to supplant the dried out jerky or the berries.
Yep, we've got something to eat tonight.
Something to actually chew and gnaw on. Pufflesworth is very interested in your pack.
Yeah. He's probably thrilled.
He's more than thrilled. He's pawing at you, Zarzul. He's trying to get close to you and trying to rip that open.
Oh dear.
And the problem is, he's about the same height as you now. As he rears up and just tries to put all his weight on your bag.
Oh dear. I look at him and say, "Sit down, Puffles."
I assume I noticed, so I also just point at him and say, no.
Well, he's on the leash, so yeah.
I think, well, first I'm going to see if he gets down, so I'll say no.
Yeah, he's not paying attention to either of you two.
Then I yank the leash and say no.
I'm trying to teach him to sit down, and
Shut
if
up.
he does so, I shall give him a fish.
He does not listen to you at all.
So I proceed to try to yank him away and say no.
Well, the person in the back with the snacks, please sit down.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, let's see if you can beat him then. He finally
Hope you
rolled
brought
well.
enough for everybody.
Oh. He's no longer got a negative.
He hasn't had a negative for a while, actually. He's just rolled like shit.
Well, he is a little shit, so he should roll like it.
Yeah, he's trying to push all his weight on you, Zarzul, to pin you so he can get the fish. You're still stronger than him.
Again, I
I'm
say
gonna
no,
try
and I try to yank him.
I'm going to use animal handling to try and teach him to sit. Oh, that.
You know what, just for fun.
He learns.
Sadly, he doesn't teach Zarzul to sit. But yeah, he's getting two conflicting methods of teaching here. Because Rain's just trying to fucking pull him back, and Zarzul's trying to give him a thoughtful lesson, but he's just being a brat and wants food now. He's ignoring both parents.
I'm not a parent, I'm a strange uncle.
Strange aunt. You're still a woman right now.
On that note, can I get a remove curse?
What makes you think
Not
Rain
a
has
spell
that?
slot.
There we go. As you cast the spell, chanting deep to your gods, drawing on that power to break this strange curse upon Zarzul, you think for a moment that it hasn't done anything, but that's only because he's a kobold. Like, it's barely noticeable, the gender at all. Zarzul, you're pretty sure you're male again.
I check.
Did it work?
Is that another perception roll?
No, you know yourself well enough, yeah. At a glance, there's no real... You have no idea what a kobold is. You think you should be a rat creature with a candle on your head.
Who no take candle?
Did it work? Are you normal again?
Yeah, you're sure
I'm not
you're a dude
sure.
again.
Okay.
Okay, good.
There's evidence.
I suppose Siegfried, as the character holder of Siegfried, is Siegfried feeling okay at the moment? Seeing
Oh,
as
yeah, that's
the
right. We
con-
forgot about that. Give me a con
Right.
save. During the mealtime, you couldn't stomach the good berry. Like, he rolled this to you, you know, this is a full meal, this is a day's worth, this is good. But it just tasted like ash to you.
Oh, no.
It was a horrible, mushy lump, and you spat it out. You gnawed on your jerky, though. That was fine. Hardtack, well, it's never pleasant, but even now it was horrible. And the fact that Zarzul has a bag full of raw fish, that is very tempting for you. Not enough to overwhelm your sensibilities, but you want a couple of those fish more than you want a berry.
Right. Okay.
I gotta mention this to
I
anyone.
was supposed to say, is he going to tell anybody?
He
about
didn't
it?
fucking tell you guys what he was seeing in the world in black and white. For several days. It's up to you, Siegfried.
I'm at the moment. Let's face it. I'm probably a bit.
It could just be that you're sick of travel rations.
I'm sick of travel rations. I mean, we've just been into a whole. Yeah. nothing too far out of the ordinary.
This will have no repercussions whatsoever.
The injury isn't
Oh,
even
it will
itching
have
all that much.
repercussions, but not at the moment.
There's a bit of an you think the bite's going to leave a bit of an ugly scar, but I mean, there's also the ghoul teeth marks right beside it, so what fucking odds there? Doesn't seem infected though.
There's no negative repercussions at all.
Just wait. We'll get to sunlight finally, and I'll end up.
Oh no, you've been walking in sunlight fine.
Okay, I'm just turning into cannibal. Cool.
I just used remove curse.
Yeah, who says it's a curse though?
It's worth a shot.
I have lesser restoration. That might actually.
Yeah, but he hasn't told you anything's wrong, has he?
Yeah,
I
unfortunately, we
haven't
don't know about
realised
it.
anything's wrong yet.
I mean, it feels a bit weird that your appetite for meat has returned so quickly after what you saw at the Gulfias tree. But also there's the fact that you've been looking at a single fucking berry on the table each day.
Yeah, let's face it, I haven't quite figured it out yet.
It's up to you. Was anyone else infected at the time?
Nope.
Did Rain not get it?
No, just me.
Just you. Okay.
I don't remember anything about it, so
Okay.
Everybody else passed their con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a low DC. So yeah, you guys are still standing here at the tableau of these root-infested people. It's a fair thing to say that none of them look like they could be rescued at this point. They've died of extremely natural causes.
I'm wondering whether we burn the bodies at this point.
It does look well, I mean, all the wood around here looks fucking dried out as hell. It's only on the other side of a stream that anything resembling life exists. So yeah, this would go up.
Yeah, but might also just be maybe a better idea to just inform someone else about it. To that, or we try and go in there, see if we can find it in the orders, or inform someone else about it so they can try and find it, or we burn it down.
You could also
Maybe
put a
one-
sign by it and claim it as an art installation.
I'm half tempted to burn it just to.
You can entitle it War, the most natural thing.
Hmm.
only problem with burning it is we might burn the whole bloody forest down.
I just like the image though as the party are deliberating. You can see at waist level there's this bobbing kobold head going for the torch, going to the other side to get it lit, and then running back and forth with his lit torch, trying to find a spot. You see him doing laps of emptying out the jerry can. I know it's not your strong point, guys, but it's time to make a decision of some sort. Even if it's just to ignore it.
I say we wait just because we don't want to send the whole forest ablaze.
I mean, as I've said with this sort of
There
thing,
isn't much to this forest.
there's nothing, and the whole thing is... It's not like there's grass to catch on fire, there's not leaf litter, there isn't so many twigs and such, but it would lead to another one of the dead trunks. Like, all this would go up, easily. The trunks would go up incredibly quickly, but there's no actual material for it to spread around. I mean, if a good wind caught it, yeah, you'd have a firestorm. But there's... Like, it wouldn't spread unnaturally, especially if you guys kept an eye on it.
Let's do that then. Burn this shit down and keep an eye on it.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
I mean, it sounds like arson.
We're adventurers. Everything we do is morally questionable.
Or, to remind you guys, in case no one listened, Cornelius did bring up the idea of looting the bodies to find information and coin.
just kind of want to try and think of a way in case some of these roots start popping up and find out a way to safely pull someone away from there.
Oh, come on.
Alright, let's go.
What's dangerous about plant life?
Oh wait, Castalia, you have ways of getting out of trouble quickly.
Just holds up her fucking whip.
It's basically Cornelius' way of asking, do you have Misty Step? to get
Yes, I
out?
do.
Okay. I'll follow with you then.
Alright, well, I go to begin looting bodies.
Alright, on the outskirts look like just normal footmen. And a cat.
Well, thank God we came in here. We need to rescue that cat.
You've got Displacer Kit and Malgurn. It's all yours now.
Yeah.
As you set foot, you feel that you realize, oh, there's no ground underneath. It's all knotted roots. And you can feel them sort of give away and splinter and break a bit, but you don't feel any movement. It just feels like this is dried, dead wood. As you step forward, you start off, there's a couple of footmen holding spears. Those are the closest ones to you, so give me an investigation. With Cornelius at your side and Droop waiting outside the limits.
Investigation? I have that trained. But I'm not good at it.
Pretty good. A +4 is good. As you root around, you manage to come away with 24 silver pieces. As you look at them, it's mainly the... Yeah, it's... You're seeing it's basically a lot of the Sword Coast coinage. Familiar faces. Although one of them has Never Ember on the back, and that's been scored quite a lot. You also find a couple of days' rations, but they are filled with roots. So, not really worth eating. Technically a more vegan option.
I don't presume that any of these soldiers have like anything that resembles dog tags, do they?
Nah, not these guys. I mean, Malgurn might be able to chip in on that if you asked him. He knows mercs.
Do we want to use detect magic instead, though? Possibly carrying of interest.
Well, Castelli can use that whenever she wants, actually.
Yeah, I can just cast Detect Magic whenever.
Two things come to light.
I point them out.
And that's all we'll say about them. There you go, you know there are two magical objects there, and she has pointed at them, so on we go.
What are they?
Alright, we go close and take a look at them.
One is a great axe held by the orc at the lead.
Alright.
The other is a helmet on the lead warrior in heavy armor.
A great axe and magic helmet,
No spear.
but a magic helmet.
Yes, it's a magic helmet.
Will you give us a sample?
No, of course not.
Oh.
Oh, I don't. Is he
Well,
catching
what
it?
schools of magic are they?
No school for the axe.
Okay.
Transmutation for the helmet.
Would you say that the axe has no class?
Well, I'm gonna go try and pry that axe free.
It is an orc who is already strong, but also he is supported by wooden beams inside and outside, thoroughly. I'm gonna need some strength from the two of you. It's okay, she's got the gauntlets.
Serrated dagger.
Yeah, I got the gauntlets, but you know.
You could also use
rolling.
you could use other methods
Yeah.
as well. I'm saying if you just want to pull it out of his hands, you can roll for it. Cornelius, maybe it's because Castalia is looking a bit more floral and less swampy, but he puts in extra effort. He tries that a little bit harder. Actually, hang on. I got the spell wrong. Let's take, well, the class of spell wrong. Keep going. So, yes, you managed to wrench out the great axe. So it's a two-hander.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the hands came with it, and there's also
God.
just chunks of wood and roots and all coming with it. But you know, you managed to pull it free as a separate object.
I'm afraid of what we're going to result if we try to take the helmet.
Yes, correction. Conjuration is the helmet.
Yeah. Well. Hmm.
Don't know why I said transmutation actually.
Well, I'm gonna try and search the big orc we're trying to loot to see if he has like orders or something on him.
You find several carvings. They look sort of like gems. They're very... You can't see into them. They're not faceted. They do have a color to them. They don't look like they're just simple stone, but they're very cloudy. They seem to have several kind of symbols carved into them. One of them looking like the holy symbol that you saw on the shaman. And then there's an entire, although wood-filled elf head. Doesn't look familiar. And with how the roots have grown inside it, looks like they were quite surprised at the time. Aside from that, you don't find anything else in his bag. Or on his person. So it's 4 of those carven stones. 1 red, 2 blue, 1 white.
Hang on, let me just write it down.
Yeah. You presume the symbols to be Orcish, but that's only because you guys don't speak it, so why not? It's all grey-skinned to you.
Does Droop recognize it? Just
Well,
checking.
you know what? Everyone probably mocked me for the spell, but I'm glad I still have it.
I don't think they ever knew you had it.
I had. Oh, I know I had it because I picked
No,
it.
I know she had it.
I cast comprehend languages.
Yeah. If she didn't do it, I was going to remind her.
But yeah, what was the colors of stone?
1 red, 2 blue, 1 white. Well, grey, really. As you
One
cast
gray,
the spell...
Did you say grey or green?
Grey. Castalia, as you cast the spell and gain a wealth of knowledge possible, you look at these symbols and... Does it... Could you pop the spell card for me? See what it tells you?
Sure thing.
Just to see if it tells you what the language is or if it's just you can read it.
I can just read it.
The literal meaning of any spoken language you hear. You also understand a written language you see, but you must be touching the surface. Okay. Unfortunately, you don't get a meaning from it. You arrange them a few times, give them a fair assessment, but they're symbols, they're not letters or words. You know, this is not saying a name. This is just a symbol indicating something, but it doesn't have an actual inherent meaning in it. So it'd be like if you looked at, say, Lathander's symbol. Even with his spell, it's just the symbol. You'd need to see the name.
Obviously, we're going after a bunch of people who were formerly named Prince.
But good use of it.
Yeah.
Especially since you haven't looted the rest of them.
Indeed.
As in, there's people who actually use more written language.
Oh, I got an hour.
Yep, but first you've got a helmet.
Yep. Let's wrench that magic helmet off.
He is also wearing plate armor. He's a bit tall, and it's a bit burnished and all, but could fit a dwarf after a lot of work. and you've scraped off all the stuff on the inside. But it also
Have
means
we seen Malgern with basically only scale mail?
he's in Splint.
Have we
But-
seen him basically only in Splint?
Yeah, he's only ever been in his Splint. Cornelius
We'll
and
get him
Siegfried have
this
seen him in less.
Actually, we've all seen him in less.
Yeah.
Never
Like when he
forget
went
the
through
window.
the window.
Or he jumped. That was the one time that Cornelius didn't see him,
It was calculated.
as he leapt out in his
well-
thermal underwear.
Yeah, we'll definitely take the plate as well to get.
Oh, that'll be fun. But first of all,
Yeah.
how are you going to get the helmet off? There are some options available, like the kobold standing on the edge with the torch in his hand. But you feel that
Straight
might...
as dagger in the other.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been pitchfork in the other.
Don't have a pitchfork. Maybe I should get one.
You can have a fork.
Well, let's try burning it. Or burning the roots.
Well, hang on. Before that,
Zarzul throws the torch on, it goes up immediately while Castellian, Siegfried, and Cornelius are in the midst of it.
Time's up.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
there's a clasp underneath his chin, holding the helmet onto him.
There is, but there's also a fuck ton of roots and branches and twigs as well, intertwining his skin and his face with the helmet.
Okay. Okay, so the twigs themselves are also holding onto the helmet itself, it's not just the strap.
Yeah, I'm saying you could be violent with it. From how it looks, you're not really going to be able to just smoothly lift this off. The helmet itself looks fine. The armor and all these guys looks like it would take some work to fix, including this plate armor.
That's fine. I'm all
Say,
blacksmith.
that whip of yours, do you think that could deal with this if it's blighted?
If it's blighted, yes.
Might be worth a shot. Step away a bit.
All right.
Meanwhile,
Well,
Malgern's blowing up other bodies.
all right. I'll try using Sudden Lash to help free the equipment from the.
Yeah, if I put the bomb
Ripped
between
man.
the head and the helmet.
If you could just open the mouth more and fit the bomb inside.
Yeah.
Alright, give me an attack roll for getting the head off.
That is both the worst and best way to put it.
Easy enough. You don't go full force, because why would you really need to? As you just swing out the grass whip, let it coil around the neck a little bit, draw it back, and you just sort of, in a slight sawing motion, you just seem to wither, get rid of the neck, get rid of the supporting struts, and then the head just rolls off, and you manage to catch it before it lands. Still got a head in it, but it's not up there anymore, so that's nice. The horse that the guy was riding on does look surprised, but then it always has, since it died.
And now we can use the clasp and pull the helmet off.
Takes a bit of shaking until finally this wood-infused head drops out. You rummage around a bit, pull out a few more broken twigs, a couple of little seedlets, and there you go. You now have a magic helmet.
Nice.
It's a very simple plate affair, very smooth, not much ornamentation. Incredibly well polished, though.
All right. And how difficult would it be to get the matching armor with it?
You could just hack away at it a few times, and then, disrobe the corpse. But that would do more damage to the armor. Trying to get it out, a bit more intricate, more dexterity-based. Hint, hint. But it would leave the armor a bit more intact. It would take a while. It takes an hour, for example, to doff plate armor, like 20 minutes or something, half an hour. And this is a less than willing subject.
It takes a long time. I think we looked this up when he did me.
Yeah. Can I just get in there with my dagger and sort of
Jimmy
Just
out of
a
there.
rough ready. Just take the armor off.
Alright, give me a dexterity, you and Castalia combined. Because she's telling you what to do, basically, because she knows how this armor works.
Yeah.
Alright,
just,
so
just
we both
make sure
roll?
you get her off.
Yeah, both of you
Then we
dex.
clean it up later.
Hey!
Zarzul. Just a dex roll.
Still looking good.
Yeah, looking great. There's a spark of ingenuity between the two of you. Because you're talking about, she's saying, pointing out, don't cut that strap, I'll unbuckle that for you. Watch out, there's 2 more supporting straps for that bit. Don't jostle the layers around or else they'll get tangled up. Then you realize, we are dealing with a body that is both dead and full of tree. So we don't have to be too gentle with the occupant. And that speeds things right up.
Yeah,
As
so
you
I
just
did
start
it
to cut
too much,
away at
so-
certain bits of a body, just pull out an arm, chop through half a leg, and then you're able to pull the plates off that simply enough. It's a little less delicate, but the armor shows the benefits of it. It comes away pretty intact. It's still banged and dinged, especially on the inside of it. That's going to take some while to press out. But you have a very heavy set of plate armor that needs about... You'd say, Castelli, if you were working it alone, maybe a week, 2 weeks to get it up in good condition.
Well, while she does that,
Yeah, while they're hacking away at the corpse, you're just trying to grab his bag and his pouches.
yeah, I've got to try and look through some of the other corpses around here.
I thought you were looking for him specifically.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
you said that was just the 4 rocks. I thought.
No, that was in the orc. They're currently looting the humanoid person. He was actually
Oh,
a
I
human.
thought-
Yeah. No, they've already got the axe off the orc. The helmet was on the dude, and so was the plate armor.
Oh, I thought it was on the orc.
Nah, orc has no armor. Big chest.
Big man no need armor.
Yeah, okay, I guess I'm just gonna look through some of this part we haven't looked through yet, so
Sorry about that. What were you saying there?
I'm just gonna, while they are busy...
Yeah. You're trying to get his swinging message bag and his pouches while they're hacking him apart. The kobold's chucking out chunks of desiccated person and branches falling on your head. Don't need that bit.
Being very efficient, okay?
Yeah, you guys are keeping that armor intact. You managed to find, first of all, this guy must have been the one in charge, because he's got the money. You bring out 40 gold. 20 of that, however, is in very flat, very solid discs. Which you guys have seen come up a few times whenever you've been dealing with, whenever you've been shopping and you've seen a few Raxian citizens passing coin. They seem to use this more than the normal crescent moon or the squarish dragon. The rest of it, though, is in coinage of a coast. It's also 5 platinum. One of them bent in half.
Oh.
Still legal tender, still money, but it's been bent. And you think at first, a potion, something interesting, and then you pull on it, and you realize, oh, that's, yeah. Roots have got up from the bottom of the bottle.
Ah.
And you do find a few letters. And a roll of parchment with a broken seal on it.
Well,
Which
I'll
it-
pack away the letters for now. So we're in a little more better place to actually read the letters.
Yeah.
Not them hacking pieces off falling on me.
As you start feeling that maybe this is what Siegfried's like, as you start picking through the rest of the body's pockets, you come away with another 25 silver. But pretty much none of them are carrying anything else worthwhile. There's a few small little trinkets, a couple of little carved wooden animals. and a small wooden pendant, although it's now joined the growth that has erupted out of a person's body. You can see that it is cleanly fused to it.
Alright.
Meanwhile, Castalia and Zarzul have finished dismembering this corpse and getting its armor off.
Yay, grave robbing.
Any thoughts on that, Rain?
To be fair, they've got a bunch of roots up in them.
Yeah.
I don't really think we've got anything to do here.
Yeah, it became
I
very
can't
evident.
Something they
bury
had
them.
coming.
As they started pulling them apart, it became very evident there's not a lot of person inside anymore.
Yeah.
So what next?
I'm guessing there's none of the other orcs that looks particularly important.
I mean, you have a rifle for a few of them, but you just keep finding bits of things that used to be people, but are now more infested and rooted. They weren't really carrying anything on them. I mean, that's actually kind of the weirdest part of it. You're not seeing symbols of devotion. You're not even seeing, well, now and again you see the painted symbols, but you don't see anything physical. You don't see any charms or beads, anything like that there. Stuff that they would physically have worked on to work themselves. It's just all war paint. And their equipment is pretty worthless.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'll give us a go.
Burn the
Malgern,
rest and
Malgern, give me a charisma roll. Because there is no luck stat. Among the warriors of the mercenary company, there is one who is slightly less touched by the wood, and he is holding a longbow.
I'll take the longbow. Oh, okay. Let me rephrase that. Do I notice anything weird about said longbow?
You notice it is a bow. It is made of wood that has not yet joined anything else, although the arrow in it seems to be infested with thorns, and is also fused to the arm of the person drawing it.
Wait, how is it fused to the... That's weird.
As in, you can see that the wood that has gone punctured through the arm and the hands is one with the arrow. In the same way that the pendant around the neck of another one has fused with all of the growth erupting out of them.
Okay, on second thought, I'm going to leave that there.
have the roots actually touched the longbow at all, or is it separate from the body?
It is in one hand, but the hand itself seems to be covered in a thick metal glove. Whereas the other, of course, is ungloved in order to get better purchase on the arrow.
Probably okay.
Yeah.
I'm not touching
Though
it.
we know it's not magical.
Yeah, it's not magical. It did not pop up in Castalia's vision.
Yeah, but I don't need to become one with the longbow anytime soon.
And we've got another when we get back to town.
Bless you.
Ooh, thank you.
Oh yeah, Sarsul's old longbow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still at the house.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I have to teach Malgern how to shoot a bow. So have we got everything from these bodies that we want?
I believe we have found whatever they had that were worthwhile getting.
Yeah, let
Sadly, I
us
do not.
burn the rest.
Sadly, I could not find any identification on the humans.
Hmm.
But maybe the letters here will tell us about their identities so we can at least let someone know. Right.
So am I all right setting fire to these people? Or whatever you want to call them now.
I would.
He's already got the torch in his hand. He's just waving it
Not
around.
looking
He
at
says,
us like, is this okay?
It's just-
We can set fire to them. It probably is the better way to do this.
All right.
Okay, I set fire to them and say a prayer.
I'm doing my prayer things too.
okay, you're saying conflicting prayers together. Because one of you is talking about Kalemvor and the nice, cold, gentle acceptance of death. The other is talking about Tamara and how they'll be embraced in holy flame. So, beginning and end of journey is meant to be quite nice. It's fine. Everyone in the realms is, what do you call it? Theistic? Theasic?
Polytheistic.
Yeah, polytheistic. So overlapping prayers are fine. And yeah, it goes up like a tinderbox. There's a clattering of the various equipment falling, the bits of it aren't quite burning yet. And then this horror scene is gradually worn down into... You realize a crater. It's about 3 foot down once it starts to burn fully.
That's probably a good thing.
Sure. Sure.
I think that means that there
Roots
was a
came
lot
from
of
a-
stuff going on. Yeah, the roots were on down there.
Luckily you don't hear any kind of weird scream and the earth does not begin to shake. It's just a crackling fire. And a lot of things falling over.
Ah, yes, the traditional prayer.
Hey, it's High Elvish, Vet.
Praise Zog.
Oh, you should never shove a banger up your arse on Halloween.
Or ever.
Alright then. What's next for you guys as this slowly crackles away, this little example of man's inhumanity to inhuman man?
Turns out it's man.
Well, man-ish. It was an orc.
We could go and see how the displacer beasts were doing.
How the what now?
The displacer beasts with that are about ready to have
Oh.
kittens.
Oh, right, yeah, I wasn't there, so.
That's true, he wasn't. He was riding on Droop's tense disc instead.
Yeah.
And then you guys met Acid Scale.
Alright, well, let's move on then.
Well, I mean, you could look at the parchment.
Well, yeah, I figured it was just when we were having a natural rest, I could sit down and look at the parchment.
Yeah, but fuck it, I'll bring it up for you guys. As you unfurl it, just contains this simple message, although only Castalia can read it. To you, it looks like gibberish.
Hmm. Oh, must be there. Yep.
Oh, hang on. Forgot. Show to players.
No,
There
that's
we
just
go.
a rabbit screening.
Oh. You guys can see it now?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Huh.
this, we think, written in Orcish.
It is not written in Orcish. Just because you've seen a few symbols of that, it doesn't look like that at all.
Second in
Do we have
command of
any idea what it does look like?
I'll let the scholar have a roll, intelligence from Rain.
Okay.
Who are you defining as the scholar?
Well, she's actually a scholar. Well, sage.
I'm not very intelligent right now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you gotta roll like this.
You think it's words, Malgern. You're pretty certain. There's a meaning in these
I may or may
words.
not have seen these words.
This is a sentence. You're pretty certain it's a sentence. Yeah.
I imagine Malgern is looking at this, and it's like there's a revelation. You can see his face, like looking down and looking up at them, points at it. These are words.
I just wanted to see if I could roll higher with my -1.
See-
All I had to do is beat a 14.
Siegfried, you've come across a lot of different languages due to fences and whatnot. And you're trying to put it together. Some of it looks a bit familiar, some of it doesn't. It's a little strange. It looks... You might have come across something like this before, actually. But it's very hard to parse out. It doesn't look like it's inherently one language.
Ah, it's a cipher.
Not quite. It's a very easy cipher. Because Castalia can read... She can't read coded messages. But it's the case of us doing a couple of languages. What you can tell is it does seem to be using, like you're piecing together how the words are flowing and all. It seems to be using the same kind of sentence structure as Elven.
Ah, the language is based off Elven.
Maybe. We could
As they all look
split it.
back and say,
We
oh,
could-
you're still there.
I feel like a lot of languages are probably based on Elven, you know? Like how a lot of languages are based on Latin. you know?
yes. Elven, Latin of D&D.
Yeah.
Actually, that's Draconic.
Oh,
It probably
okay.
is.
Never
Yeah,
mind then.
talks about how Draconic is one of the oldest languages.
Yo, why do you think Rain knows it?
Ah, you know a dead language. That's funny.
Yeah, Cornelius knows Draconic as well.
So does Zarzul. His people just speak it normally.
So we all know dragons and dwarves. Okay.
Viking dwarves and elves.
Mumbles in one.
But only Siegfried knows how to speak drunkard. Even Malgern can't do that.
And I can understand what horrible things demons want to say to Castalia.
Yeah. It's like Siegfried starts talking and the subtitles just say question mark, question mark, question mark.
Instinctually, though, Malgern understands. He doesn't get the deepest meaning, but he feels it.
I'm right there with you, man.
But yeah, it's using the sentence structure of Elven, but you know that these aren't Elvish words. Otherwise, a lot of the party would sort of twig to them.
I'm assuming they're not Gnomish either.
Not Gnomish. Can you speak Gnomish?
Yes.
What?
I can't speak dwarf, but I can speak no.
I have questions.
It's
I'm
not
the
Goblin.
only party who just completely understand Malgern swearing. I get an idea, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Wolfgang can only speak wolf and dog. It's neither of those languages. They're not big on written words.
He
Orc,
knows a
orc.
few swear words in cat.
Just enough to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Not enough to get out of it.
You get a cat up a tree, you got to at least taunt it a bit. Telling it its mother's a elderberry bush or something, whatever.
So, you've been hitting the rum a bit early today, have you?
No.
I feel like I shouldn't believe him. Anyway. So that's that scene. What's next for you guys? Or any thoughts on the message that Castalia is able to read out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like very odd. Kind of odd that that there was such a high reward just for the second chieftain, second in command.
Well, it's someone who obviously wants the orcish attacks to stop, and someone in fairly high power.
Or someone involved with the orcs who don't like who is leading the second in command. For why not have such a high reward for someone who's in charge?
Because I don't think the orcs would have the authority to bestow the title of count.
This is where I jab the players, because they have heard the name Kariga Frysworn, but I don't think they took note of it.
I remember hearing it, but yeah, I don't twig into how we heard it.
Isn't that one of the leaders of the factions? Maybe.
It was Cornelius
Okay.
and Rain who found it in their study
Oh.
under the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been way too long ago. My note doesn't make any sense to me. I just wrote down the name.
That's why you usually write a bit more, like in something pertaining to it.
I was never good at taking notes in classes.
Give me an
I
intelligence
have a
roll.
loud keyboard. Okay.
You vaguely remember the name being brought up in regards to a truce and agreements made between Raxis and the Orc people.
Wait, was that the one where we saw that there was some overlap between the groups for some reason?
Yeah, you started to see some Orcish names coming up in noble houses.
Was hers one of them?
No, hers was not among the Raxan nobles,
Okay.
but she was brought up as one of the heads of the Orc people. Also, it was a very old record.
So, hold the phone.
Like well, not ancient, but a couple of decades.
Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, wait a second.
Can I stop
Yeah.
holding the phone now?
Although, as you're thinking about it, about 50 years ago?
It's a long time.
Yeah.
It does say old orcish
That
woman,
age
so that
yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah, again, that is second in command. It sounds more like a weird power play that's going on here.
Is it possible that this whatever happened here was older? Or is this still new?
Well, I mean, he checked. The coinage is all sort of familiar. The rations weren't horribly rotten, they were just filled with wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the parchments aren't all that ruined either.
Yeah, and I don't think the blight has been for that long. I don't think the blight has been long for 50 years.
Well, this is some interesting information.
I'd hope so. I didn't make it. I was hoping the players were going to look at this and think, that's interesting.
Let's keep this close to the vest.
Huh? As Droop just looks down the neck hole of his shirt. What's there?
It's a phrase. It means to keep the things a secret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just stuff it in and once we make camp at some point, probably going to identify a lot of stuff we haven't gotten around to identifying yet.
Yeah, let's jump to that then. It's time for the Identify segment. God, no. No, come on. It's very simple. The Identify segment is... There we go. Step right up, step...
Make Alexa say stuff.
No. I'm not including an AI in the party.
Me, the bard.
Fuck no. Alrighty. This is a good chance for all of you to look at the various items and consider them for identification. So that all the pressure isn't on Scotch.
Alright.
We'll go for simple one, the helmet.
Well, yes, we have the great axe, the helmet.
See, the thing is, a new helmet would be nice, but I don't think I can get my hat off of my current helmet, so...
You
let's look at
haven't
the
tried.
helmet.
You've got Castalia with you. You could probably yank it off. You two are the
That's
strongest.
what
Well, plus, if the helmet's magical, I'm out of spot. Ugh.
I can look over the helmet.
Okay. The helmet allows you to cast once a day, Unseen Servant.
Oh.
Eh.
It is almost entirely focused on the upkeep of the helmet and your personal possessions. It doesn't really listen to you.
And that's how Cornelius got the helmet.
Funny enough, I think somebody's editing the treasury because I can't edit it.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
No, I would continue doing that because my keyboard's loud.
I don't have it open. I just had it open in the side, but then wasn't actually editing.
Oh, I can't hit the edit button.
I can. Strange.
I hear somebody typing.
Oh well.
I'm not editing, I'm just typing.
Alright, well, magic helmet with...
Where's a tube note?
It's down at the bottom.
It's down at the bottom. Ah, yes. Let's see if I can edit it.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't.
I don't know, because I haven't... It's just all players have permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be able to, and that's the funny part. But oh well.
I wrote down magic helmet with unseen servant to maintain armor.
1 casting per day.
It's not as cool as my helmet, though. Summon rats.
The Great Axe is a +1. It also has the thrown property.
Ooh.
60 feet.
I'm listening.
It does not come back, but you can throw it.
Ah!
I
Okay.
beg to differ.
No.
as I hold up.
It if it's lodged in the ground, it then takes a DC 18 strength roll to pull it out of the ground.
Except you forget, good sir. I have the rune that
Mhm.
makes a weapon a tosser.
A non-magical weapon.
Oh, no.
You can't enhance an already magical weapon.
Aww.
But yeah, you hurl this, it will lodge itself in the ground. It will only be easy to remove for the actual owner. So it's an attunement weapon.
I am worthy.
So you hurl this into a group of enemies, and in general they wouldn't be able to just rip it out of the ground if they're weaklings. Downside also means that if you're busy, you can't have a teammate really help you out there. It's basically a big dick orc weapon. Look how far I can throw this because I'm so strong, and I'm the only one who can lift it.
Malgurn is still listening.
Yeah.
This is his hammer, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Same range, but it doesn't have any disadvantage. It's just 60.
Yeah. Throw it farther than my tosser, but then I have to go get it.
Yeah, you have to go get it.
Yeah. To do the little walk of shame as I go over and get it back.
Well, I mean, it could be a powerful first opener and then the tosser.
Yeah.
Or, just spitballing ideas here, it could also be a great anchor point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not for you, but for the rest of the group.
We gotta scale this well. Okay, guys, check this shit out.
Yeah.
As we sneakily scale the castle walls. Clang! Clang, 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 clang. Whoop! Clang!
I don't clang.
How did they get in here? I don't know, but that wall's fallen down. Okay, what's next?
Well, we identified the staff.
Did we ever actually do? Oh, we don't have that with us, probably. Never mind.
Oh, hey, we have an earring that also casts comprehend languages.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's probably back at the house though.
Yeah. Along with the sandal, which is
can
why I was like, oh, I could do
Buy
that.
the lump of wax with the thing inside it.
I don't know about why.
Yeah, let's finally open that bad boy.
Something Shreks earwax.
Well, I mean, we also have a tin ring that is shiny.
Well, what are you guys putting forward?
Let's take the ring first.
The ring. Lets you cast for light cantrip.
Oh.
Only on itself.
That's still useful.
Yeah.
Particularly for somebody like Cornelius who can't see in the dark.
Alright,
also
we
lets
should
you-
do the animal fat then.
It also lets you cast it as a bonus action.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Alright, you identify a block of fats. It is a still living heart.
Hmm.
Whatever magical effect upon it is causing it to continue to live even though it is not actually beating.
Okay then.
Okay, so magic uses. What's the use of a still living heart?
Not something good.
I mean, if you have it, you're not dead, so that's good.
Kalima.
Well, that is true.
It's
Could
warm.
this be the heart of somebody that we don't really want to live?
Not sure, but let's bring it to Attico, let him look at it.
Think fast.
Yeah, well-
What the fuck is this?
Did anyone look at the plate armor?
It was just regular plate armor.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't ping on Cassalia's vision.
Yeah.
Although, if you want, you can start working at Malgern. You do have heavy art proficiency and blacks. Oh, you don't have blacksmithing tools.
No,
I do.
But Cassalia could help you out. You could have a nice little tinker date.
Mm-hmm.
I picked brewer's tools against my better judgment.
Yeah, but you still know how heavy armor works, so you're able to maintain that yourself. That is what actually proficiency includes. But she's got the tools for it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could start doing some measurements on you while it's sitting at the campfire.
You mean we're actually going to use the tools that we took on our characters? Gasp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not one of those things you just pick and forget forever.
I mean, she's got no forge or anything, so she can't do a hell of a lot of work, but the preliminary stuff easily, and just making it nice again.
Measurement.
Mhm.
A bit of tapanning, you know, get the things out.
But it wouldn't be sneaky.
No, it would not be sneaky. That is the thing. His splint mail is mithril. It does not impose disadvantage.
But what's the AC on plate armor?
18.
18.
Okay.
Splint is 17.
Yeah, so it would put me at 20.
Mm-hmm.
Or 18 if you take up the great axe. It's a two-hander.
I know. I've already invested feats into shields and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Tough call. I can do both.
You don't always have to have your shield out.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could always just use the great axe as an opener once things got a little more hairier. So it-
The problem is equipping a shield is technically donning armor.
It's an action to do it.
Oh, gross.
Yep. But hey, sometimes you've got a spare action in combat. Apparently no one believes that, but think about this. If you just walk up to someone who's very far away, you've still got an action to do something.
True.
Alright, what's next on the pile? As the rest of you just examine this still warm, unbeating heart.
Still warm, you say?
Wait. What?
Yeah, that was in the wax. It's a still living, non-beating heart.
No, I was just looking through the thing. I'm like, when did Pufflesworth get the designation of Mister?
He's always had that.
been Mr. Pufflesworth.
Yeah.
Mr. Pufflesworth was his full name every time.
Well, it was Mr.
Unless you look at the
Pufflesworth
screen.
Jr., actually.
No, it was just Mr. Pufflesworth.
We have a
You will not
great
label my
sword.
son.
I don't know if it's a regular great sword or a magic. No, wait. This would be still at the house.
Yeah, that's where I'm running into trouble. Like, we didn't apparently look at the sandal because it's a self-cleaning question mark.
I think you can start at Necromancer loot and go down from there. So stuff like that staff and the necklace from there.
Did we ever actually identify the belt with the pouch on our own that Cornelius is using?
No, that was the lady back in the first town we were in.
Should we try it again?
I feel like I have done it, but sure.
Well, here's a question. Who's going to identify it?
Probably me.
Okay, good. You can't take this back.
Okay, wait, I have to edit
Uh-oh.
this.
Oh, God.
As you hold...
Because, well, I am glad that someone
Oh,
put...
God. Is it going to kick everything out?
Because, well, I am glad Tin Ring with the light cantrip on itself is down near the bottom. Tin Ring is also up higher, and we don't have two of them.
Yep, make sure to edit them properly.
Is this going to kick all of the items out of the pack?
Rain, as you watch as Cornelius in his sultry way unbuckles his belt and hands you the many pouches, you start to feel they're still warm, but you focus on the spell. You feel as if you're being watched, both inside the pouches and outside in the sky. You feel now that the sky is very big. You are so very small. But you cannot hide. As you keep a close, tight grip on the pouches, you feel your knuckles start to whiten. Your fingers start to ache. You can feel the breath on the back of your neck. And yeah, the pouches all contain a demiplane where you can store various objects into them. That's all you find out. But you felt all of that.
What
You
the
are now marked.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Whatever's
What color
out
are
there
the
was
scales
aware
in
of
your hands?
Zarzul, then Cornelius, and now you. You also
Oh.
come off with the name Straven, which you already knew was associated with the belt and the hood.
Welcome to the club.
Someone forgot.
Dun 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 dun.
Well, I remembered vaguely, but I didn't, holy fuck. I hand it back and go, what the
Throw it
fuck?
back at him.
I literally just hand it back to him and go, what the fuck?
What?
That was wholly unpleasant, and I'm not doing that again.
And that's the last time Cornelius got to take his belt off in front of Rain.
We need to figure out who the fuck this Straven dude is.
There is a horrible rustling in the trees, which is strange because they don't have branches, but the wind whips up fiercely on that name.
She literally does the jump and shriek.
It
Which is
echoes,
horrible timing.
being the only noise out there.
I just kind of look at Sasul.
I shrug.
Kind of, yeah, I shrug as well.
These two are facing their mortality with dignity. Correction, apathy.
We
That's-
need to figure out whoever that is.
And the rest of us don't know anything about what's going on. So
I think Cornelius explained the hood.
Yeah.
Oh, we did? Okay.
He
Yeah.
said something was watching him.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would be kind of aware of this.
And Zarzul did
I'm
talk
just
about how he
waiting
could
for
see
Gold
things
to
that no one else
quickly.
could.
Yeah.
But he's also had other stories like that, usually when he's ingested a few mushrooms.
I was gonna say, for him, I wouldn't be like, yeah, he's just.
He
not-
also threw up over a whole bunch of us.
Yeah, he tried to be a dragon.
Acid dragon.
Yeah, that was a good night.
As your friends helped you to bed.
It happens to the best of us, buddy.
Unfortunately, none of them checked to see if you had everything. Okay. Anything else on the identify table?
I don't think we have anything else.
Well, let's see. Did we identify the necklace we got from the necromancer loot? That'd be the one with the wedding dress.
I don't think so.
I have wedding dress and then I have beats and string squeeze beats with bless effect.
Yeah, but we know that one.
It's above that, below the spellbook. Just says necklace.
Okay, where in the world are we in this?
Okay,
There is no
Down there at the bottom of the list.
yeah. Down at the bottom of the list, necromancer loot is probably the closest stuff that.
Oh yeah, necklace. Okay.
And the other one would probably be the fancy staff made of black spongy wood, nasty to touch. Though I don't know if that's literally the one we just picked up, because below that's +1 quarter staff.
Yeah, I think that's the one I. Because the made of.
Nope,
Black
that's a
wood.
different one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we've got 2 staffs. That we need to identify the second staff.
Stuff.
Yeah, this one counts as a club,
Nice.
but it does an extra 1d8 necrotic damage.
Hmm.
And twice a day, you can convert that damage into full health.
Hmm. That's actually pretty helpful.
There you go, Mulgurn, the new beating stick.
That makes him feel better whenever he hits something.
It costs a hit dice to do it, though.
Oof,
Ah,
that's steep. Although I do have a lot of hits.
You have exactly the same number of hit dice as the rest of the party, in fact.
It what does 1d8?
1d4 bludgeoning, 1d8 necrotic.
yeah, so Rain or Cornelius would get the best benefit out of it, because it literally heals more than their hit dice. Or has the potential to.
Yes, let the wizard get into close quarters.
It's happened a few times.
What else could...
I mean, you say that, but you were also the one carrying around the Sunblade, when it could have gone to Siegfried or Zarzul.
I have suggested that they could take it, and they guys just go.
I know, that's the noises they do make.
There's another wizard in the party that could use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that insinuated Rain or Droop? Because I'm not entirely certain.
The hilarious thing is that Rain is technically half the wizard Vidroop is.
Yep, technically I am.
No, technically, Droop could use it. Though honestly, does Droop have a spell focus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, he has the one of the. Other
Oh yeah, he's got her wand.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll have no negative repercussions.
It's not magical, you guys did check that one.
Yeah.
Then we gave him the book that had a whole bunch of different spells, and yeah, that doesn't have anything wrong with it.
It only had Chaos Bolt in it. He had to write the rest himself. And you see where that
I
got
thought I
him.
had one other thing.
Nope, just had Chaos Bolt in it, and it was cheaper.
Though we do have another spell book you can look at.
No.
Yeah, but this one, you know, it's actually written. So there's a much less chance of him fucking it up.
Just gotta break those locks.
No, we have another spell book.
Yeah, we have another one.
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, it would be great, wouldn't it?
Mm.
The book's almost as big as Droop is.
If we can get into that, Rain is gonna be pouring over that bad boy.
As he pries it open and casts Power Word, kill! Wait, why is this a radius attack?
No, and Droop would be
Everything
Power Word
dies.
Thrill, and everyone would be on a roller coaster.
Everything dies within a mile radius, except for Droop.
God.
Oh no!
Why is this a cantrip?
Maybe I said it wrong. I'll try it again.
Drew practicing magic in the middle of Raxis.
Maybe if I use another spell slot for it, it turns to 5 miles.
Why?
It's gonna be the title of his autobiography. Why the Droop Scent story?
Yes. The story of Lord Droop Scent Esquire.
One day he will become king in his own name.
I like how that's a recurring theme for Droop, is usually they make him king of Cragmaw Castle. After they slaughter most of the goblins.
Don't worry, we got grander plans.
I was gonna say,
We're
we just
king of
adopted.
Raxis after we've.
So, what's next?
I think it was the necklace.
The necklace?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember now. Was that one you took off the necromancer with the Skeldaball, or was this found in the clearing?
In the clearing.
In the clearing.
Because it's with the the wedding dress and such.
The wedding loot.
Well, the wedding dress is one of the most notable things from it.
I mean, you missed a perfect opportunity to stick Zarzul in the wedding dress.
Oof, we did.
We still can, if he wants to wear it. I mean, it's a pretty good armor.
Or, you know, the one who's sitting in her dress of pockets and symbols.
Yeah, I'm good. My
It's higher AC.
It's higher
It
con
is.
as well.
Yeah,
It also has Sanctuary, which is a very good spell.
it is an excellent spell.
I don't think we're gonna change your mind.
I mean, the hilarious thing is Castalia's convincing her of this while wearing her own impractical armor. Which is really good, but it's just, it doesn't look like armor at all.
But the thing is, I'm also wearing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the necklace lets you cast once a day, Find Person. It has the same restrictions as Find Object, but it's on a person that you're familiar with.
Oh, neat.
Otherwise known as, Where the fuck is my husband?
Yeah. I'll say Rain might be tempted to try to steal that.
Or just ask.
You know, that's what I mean.
I was gonna say, I don't think.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't mean actual stealing.
I could think of a few ways to use that.
Yeah.
Where are you going tonight? Just out drinking? I'm gonna check. He lied. This is also because marital weapons, hadn't come up with many of those, but marital objects, perfectly fine. Easy to do. This bride was equipped.
You also list 2 scrolls. Do we know what they were?
Those were your sending scrolls, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I've given you any more scrolls.
Alright, well, there wasn't anything with the necklace. I think we just move on. Mostly just because I want to wrap up by the usual hour.
Well, I mean, there's also one more thing to take into account with identify. What about items you're wearing currently?
Hmm.
Yeah, is there anything that we never fully identified?
I mean, I've looked at the hood of so we got the result of that.
Yeah, you learned too much from that.
We know Prender's boots.
Did we ever identify the black wooden wand that Droop is using?
Yeah, it wasn't magical.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just a spell focus. That's why you gave it to him, because it had no danger.
I know my mace.
Yeah, the mace was before the campaign.
Did we
Pretty
ever?
Go on.
No, go on.
Pretty sure we identified cummerbund.
Nope.
We got out of it. I thought we
I
did.
thought we did because it said something on it.
No, not in the cummerbund.
That's how we found out it was +1 armor.
No, you put it on. You didn't identify it. That
Oh.
was before Cornelius had the pearl.
Oh dear. What the hell have I been wearing?
And did we ever actually do the shield that Rain's got? That makes people naked?
Yeah.
Well, you experimented
Yeah.
with it, which is more fun than identify.
Yes, I was about to say, did we ever actually identify it and see if there's anything else going on with it, though?
Nope.
Huh, I thought it did.
Oh, I'm going to hand cummerbund over Cornelius. See
Oh,
if
do
he
you?
can get anything from it.
What should I have you roll? No, you hand it over, it comes off. You learn something fascinating about it, Cornelius. It has a pocket. You look down, and as you put it on yourself just to try it out, and you find the way it folds up, there is a little space, and you put a dagger in, and it vanishes. Then you can pull it out again.
Oh.
It looks like it would have held the Sunblade hilt, for example,
Hmm.
or as a stash for coins. But it doesn't look like it can hold a lot. A knife is about the height of it, and even then that seems to fill at the capacity. Would have been a good place to stash, say, your poison dagger.
Oh, I'm sure I can find something else to stash in there and forget about.
Oh, it looks like it has a little. It has something to. Well, a hiding pocket in here.
Because you're able to, you put the knife in, it vanishes. You're able to put the cloth flat against you again. It's just completely obscured.
Okay. It's a
Now, of
small
course,
hiding spot.
you do realize that because this came up with an identify spell, if you had, deep magical scrutiny, it would be found out. But a cursory check wouldn't reveal anything.
Okay.
So there you go. Nothing shady about it. It's just the kind of thing that let a very girthy merchant, walk around looking as if he was unarmed. Which is
Maybe
quite-
we should actually do my shield. Just in case.
Who's going to identify the shield?
Probably me, considering I've got it on.
It presents lewd, yet semi-tasteful imagery of the opposite gender of the wearer.
Okay, it's exactly what we already have.
And it doesn't
There we go,
work
not
on it doesn't work on people who are multiple genders or races. Which is why it's not been very fun lately, because it's just been blank since Rain took it up.
Yep.
A few more days of travel. Because I'm guessing you guys are done identifying.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, a few more days of steady travel. Finally, the wilderness starts to become alive again. You start to see various flows of colors. Yes?
Do we check on the displacer beasts on the way out?
Do you?
Do we?
I have no clue.
If somebody else says so, I'd be.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
But he's walking straight in the direction of it.
Well, we are basically following our path straight back how we came in, I guess.
Yeah. You do pass by Acid Scale's corpse. It is just fucking slurry. It is a scarred hole in the ground.
Hmm.
About 10 foot deep.
So,
More fire? Mind you, we could actually burn this side down. Never mind.
Yeah, it is a hell of a beautiful thing. Castalia, you feel a special sense of relief as you start to walk in a forest that is alive and not blighted.
Hmm.
Like, it's not something you yourself feel, but you get the feeling of it sort of forced upon you. There are the sounds of animals. There's birds tweeting. There's flapping. There's rustling. There's stuff darting off in the corner of the eyes. There's actual life and movement. And smells. There's odors that are foul but beautiful at the same time because there's something different.
It's
Past couple
not
days.
all death.
It's not all death. It's not stagnation. It's not rotted vegetables. It's just different. It's an assortment. It's variety. That goes for all of you. And now you're standing at the corpse of Acid Scale. What's the very little left of it? Whatever wasn't burnt has been melted by its own acid.
so what is this?
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that.
No, he did inspect the corpse.
Oh, right, now I remember what it is.
Yeah, you showed up
right.
after the fight.
Yeah.
But it's the next event that he wasn't there for. This is a good time for the party to maybe communicate. Swap some words, opinions, feelings.
Well, let's just move on if there's nothing else about this.
If nothing else of importance has occurred, let's continue walking in this direction.
Well, do we want to go around the displacer beasts?
What now?
The displacer beasts that are. Oh yeah, you weren't here, were you?
We took a bit of a... Adagoon said there were some nasty things up ahead, so we took a turn. See, we went sort of over there and he points, just off to the left.
That's the thing, as it's supposed to be here, or...
Well, yeah, they're supposed to be here. The displacer beasts.
Ah,
Sort of. They're a bit like owlbears, but less so in that they are, like, it's general knowledge, they are fey creatures. They're also inherently evil and sadistic. But they're sort of been used to being as wild animals. They're smarter and more cruel, but they kind of fit in the wild in ways.
well, let's move on home if it's not a threat.
I just want to make sure. I just want to check on them to make sure everything went okay there because they were, I'm pretty sure, under attack. When
Oh no, how the encounter went down was you guys intruded.
Yeah.
They were under
Yeah,
attack
they were.
from you.
that's and we left. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You left them alive.
See if Mom and
that
Kit
a lot.
are fine.
I say we just leave them alone. Usually, creatures with offspring is usually not very hospitable.
Yeah, as memories turn to the swamp and the death beam. Remember that one, Siegfried? Cornelius? Zarzul?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, let's go around then. Back to
Malgern?
town.
Any opinion one way or the other?
Alright.
Is he conflicted?
Yeah.
I think it's more because while he wants it, are they really going to?
Yeah.
Is Malgern going to?
Just gotta
Yeah,
follow
that's-
Simon's example. You kill the parents, eat most of the babies, and keep one for yourself.
That's the thing is, me, the player, I would love it, but I don't think, no.
Malgern could not take care of another living creature.
No, he couldn't.
Well, there could be a runt that's been basically kicked out. Might be just waiting.
That could
Just
also
getting all
be
these
the likely
firstborn
scenario.
They are evil creatures. The small one's probably going to be kicked out.
Yes, it could be wandering abandoned, muling into the night, blind, barely furred. Its tentacles mere stubs on its shoulders. That could have been the actual scenario.
Come on, let's go check this out, Margaret. Make sure they're okay.
I just picture in my mind, he's grabbing my hand, come on, let's go.
Yep, Zarzul's long, scaly fingers just curl around.
And I noticed the white scale. Dun, dun,
Still
dun,
there,
dun,
yeah.
dun. Okay, let's go check this out.
Do you know what you find? Because Zarzul described it.
Did he freaking nail it?
It's a very tiny, blind-looking creature that looks amazing that it survived it all. You only see it because it's been specifically left out in the open. It is feline-like, although you do notice it has 6 limbs. Tiny and useless.
If you're interested by laser beast, there it is.
And now Castalia walks over and puts her foot down and says, "No pets."
What are you awing over?
Cute.
Oh, what, did we post the picture? Did I miss
No.
something? Okay. That's why I thought.
Rain is just going. Oh.
Oh, this is it. Oh, God.
You have a Pufflesworth.
Pufflesworth is interested in this small shape, yes. He looks back at you.
The Pufflesworth come with us?
Yeah, with me. Yeah.
All of the party, I assume, went with you.
Okay.
He dragged
you want,
me,
it could have
but
just
the
been-
rest followed.
If you want, you two could have just went off alone. No one has to know. But you've got to specify.
I'm leaving that up to Zarzul because he kind of led me over here.
I would have assumed most of us would have just followed naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have followed the
sound
alpha, the
I
kobold.
take out a fish.
Well, not so much following the alpha as so much as avoiding him somehow getting himself killed.
You guys approach them?
I take out a fish and hand it to Rain. I take out another fish, hand it to Melgurt.
I use it to try to distract Pufflesworth.
Oh, he grabs it. The moment it's near, he tries to go for it.
I try to keep it out of his hands.
Okay, so you start playing with it. Roll me an animal handling.
Oh, okay. That's not the button I was pressing. There we go.
You keep his
All right,
attention on
so
it.
she runs around, does a flip.
Yep. It's all very stylish as she balances on one leg while doing this. Yeah, you managed to keep him focused on the fish because you noticed he was looking with a little bit of hunger at the small, tiny feline creature.
Yep.
Zarzul, or Malgern, with your hat, you've summoned things bigger than this.
But my summoned rat would actually be bigger than.
Yep.
gonna need some milk bottles, I think.
Yeah, even you, with your basic knowledge of animals, Zarzul, think maybe fish wouldn't work.
Okay.
Do
However,
we have any more death wine?
we'll see if it's strong enough to live.
Yeah. Take 2 sips and call me in the morning, then we can be pals.
Just marinate in death wine and drink it yourself.
Mhm.
Technically, a good berry might work.
Doesn't say anything about mulching it up, so yeah.
Doesn't even have teeth.
Nope.
It
It can't
could be
see anything
decent,
either.
a
It's
good
barely
berry.
got any fur.
You could mush it up. I
It's
mean,
just covered in little pinpricks of
Yeah.
darkness.
So, do you want to try a good berry?
Well, why don't we do a nature roll and see if that might work?
I mean, Zarzul,
Okay.
you know yourself. It's your spell. Yeah, this would
Yeah,
work.
but,
It might not be
berry-
like a full day's meal, but then it's also tiny. It might not need that much.
Yeah, a good berry's supposed to be full day's nourishment,
Yeah.
basically.
It'll definitely need real food at some point, but
Keep it going for now.
yeah. And if it needs water, you can just put it on Castalia's cheek. She is now your Everclear fountain.
I create a lot of good berries and hand them out, as it were.
Wolfgang
Really?
gives you a look.
Yeah, he is.
He's not looking betrayed or anything, but you get the feeling he's questioning the fact that you're a ranger. This is an evil creature.
Some would
Are
say
these
that
like
about
generally known to be
kobolds.
evil, or?
Yeah. But hey, maybe it could be nature versus nurture.
This one will be different. This
Yeah.
time it will be different.
I mean, look at Cornelius and Droop. But then again, Droop's a real living creature, and this is something from the Feywild. But I mean, does Malgern think about those sort of implications?
I've been kicked out too, buddy.
I was a runt too. I was raised by Goliaths. There we go. We got Malgern's biggest reveal. As the rest of the party just hearing people say that.
No, I don't. I'm just thinking to myself. They can't see the tears under the beard, right?
No. It's a terrible day for Rain. Just in general, she's unpleasant. She's a bloody elf. Merry Christmas, Malgern.
What is it doing now that Zarzul tried to defeat it?
Oh, it's going for anything. So yeah, if he just starts dribbling some good berry along his finger, it's sucking it up. This is
gonna
a
ask for
helpless
some
lump of
blueberry.
pink flesh.
I hand the good berry to Malgern.
And I put some on my index finger, and I kind of reach out towards the.
Yeah, it is
the
feeble.
kitten.
It's like whenever you put your finger near a goldfish. Because there's no teeth yet. There's barely any
Yeah.
strength in it. And with your huge dwarven hands, you could fit it on just the sort of muscle bit of a thumb.
And I'm gonna use the one finger that it's getting at. I'm gonna try to lead it back into my other palm.
Oh, it can barely even move.
Okay, so we'll
Not
do
from
that.
malnourishment or anything. It's a lump.
Okay.
6 legs, but haven't really been formed fully yet.
I'm gonna try to scoop it up.
Yeah, easy enough. it can't really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's why you resonate with it. That's right, buddy. Once I was useless too. It was a week ago. I got so legless, it was amazing. No, it's just I got so fucking legless. Me and Megrin were pissing in the fountain. It's okay, buddy. I'll take you to that fountain one day.
You need a nice breakfast. It'll be fine. Walk it off.
Any opinions on the party of this?
I think it's adorable.
You
This
would.
seems power of course, really.
So let's see. That'll just leave Siegfried and Castalio without a pet. Because Wolfgang's got one, Malgern's got one, Rain's got one. And so does Cornelius.
It's not a pet.
Yeah, Cornelius doesn't have a pet. Droop does.
And you know what? Since we'll leave off on a normal time, that's where we'll end the session. Malgern, you get to add to your inventory one tiny newborn runt of a displacer kitten.
One fucking displacer kitten.
No. No, this one's gonna behave.
We have one goddamn displacer kitten.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how the rest of you are gonna
It's only
feel.
Castalio who can say it's one fucking displacer kitten.
No, it's a goddamn displacer kitten. We have a fucking owl bear. I'm not going to confuse the two.
This is going to be a fun thing for at home life. Good luck having Pufflesworth not eat it.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
He will eat it. Wolfgang is intelligent enough to think, I don't want that near me. So it's a much shorter session, but everyone seems to be just run down in general anyway. Because it's the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, the holidays suck.
Yeah.
I said it.
So we'll end now, but you guys are going to get the Raxis City again. So think about what you're going to do when you're getting there.
I got a golden kitten.
And we'll be back, probably not next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
Because some people will be busy, some people have shifts, some people will be visiting family and having to put up with that compulsory enjoyment.
Yeah, just get over the holidays, get to the new year, hope we all survive, right?
Amen for that.
I'm sorry,
It
it's
doesn't
not a
hurt.
penalty for me to see my family.
No, it's just other things.
No,
Yeah.
it's covers I'm referring to.
Oh.
But yeah, we'll get back
Luckily,
to
my parents moved, so I don't have to deal with that.
It's a low-key session, but we'll get back to Rescue at Raxis in a few weeks.